Gilbert?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gilbert was at my New Year's Eve party. People haven't stopped talking about it.
That's right.
There's all kinds of stories.
Made quite an impact.
How are you, Gilbert?
And you?
By the way, Gilbert gives the performance of a lifetime as Dracula Gottfried in Son of the Beach. I've seen the dailies.
Yes.
Dracula and the rabbi.
And the rabbi, Nachas Johnstein. It is unbelievable.
In a dual role, Gilbert.
I'm telling you, if he doesn't get an Emmy for this...
I'm telling you, this should be sent around for your Emmy consideration.
It really should. You're brilliant. I've seen the dailies.
You know, on those daytime soaps, whenever somebody does a dual role where they're a crazy person and a murderer and the good person, they usually get the Emmy.
Gilbert plays a Jewish, Hasidic Jew, lifeguard from Israel, who comes to this country and is bitten by vampires on the beach. And...
a vampire hooker.
Yeah.
Bitten by.
Unbelievable. Well, I don't want to give too much of the plot of it.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Gilbert, do a little...
It's so intricate.
I mean...
You're giving it all away.
If Russell Crowe was sitting here right now, I wouldn't ask him to do a scene from A Beautiful Mind, but since it's you...
Since I have no respect for you.
Since I have no respect for you, is there any way that I could...
He figures he can beat you up.
If you could recreate that scene where you turn to Kimberly the lifeguard and you begin to use your hypnotic vampire powers.
See, this is kind of like a cheap award show. Usually they'll show a clip.
I know.
Here they go, can you just act out the scene?
Just do. I'll give you the music if you want.
Okay, that's where he does that.
He turns, yes.
Growling, Lugosi.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant.
Okay.
There it is. Kimberly. Go ahead.
Is he started yet?
Yes. You say you want adventure. Well, join me and the other children of the night.
It's unbelievable. And it's romantic.
Oh, my God.
It's Gilbert as a leading man.
Romantic?
Yes.
Are you
Gilbert
suave?
is absolutely stunning as Dracula.
Wow. Do they lacquer down his hair?
Yeah. And they give him special lighting.
And stand him on a box?
Yeah. No, that's the funny part. He's not on a box.
Yeah.
Everyone towers over him. He's the least threatening Dracula you've ever seen.
The shortest Dracula ever on film.
Yeah. In fact, we're writing one now, Gilbert as 007. It's a secret agent.
He's just 07.
Yeah.
Should be son of
07.
Dracula.
I'm telling you, I've already talked to some producers about expanding this into a film.
Wow.
That after this is going to be demand for this, a series of films as Gilbert as Dracula Gottfried.
The Jewish vampire.
Jewish vampire.
Meanwhile, like Martin Landau gets an Academy Award for doing a Lugosi imitation.
Let me tell you something. Your Lugosi, it blows everyone away.
Yeah.
This one is going to be unbelievable.
You know, I thought about that, watching Martin Landau in that movie. After listening to Gilbert on this show, it's not even close to being as good.
Gilbert, when you first walk into that scene I'm talking about, and you talk about the children of the night, and you turn to Tim Stack, who plays Notch Johnson, what do you say? Do it, please.
Do you
please,
remember?
if you're, please.
Can't they send you any clips?
No.
Could you give us a little bit?
Just give us a taste.
What?
Children of the night.
Oh, that was another thing I remember. It's like, usually when I get directed, they say, stand here, do this. But since this was a Dracula thing, an old horror thing, I was like arguing with them.
I know. Yes.
You know this character better.
Yeah.
Gilbert almost had to direct the entire episode.
Yes.
It was very
because they were saying, like, when you're speaking, we're going to put the light in your eyes. And I was going, no, the light in his eyes was when he wasn't speaking, and that was done as an insert.
Right.
And then the German guy is saying, we have to get some Wolfbane. And I said, no, that's Wolfbane.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of disturbing stuff.
Yes.
Gilbert became very difficult on the set when he got into the role of Dracula Gottfried.
When Dracula Gottfried comes back after the commercial, I want to talk about my New Year's party and
Gilbert.
Something more scary.
Something scarier. Whenever you have, try to have real... Let me just say this. I'm talking to my agent yesterday, and we were talking about a bunch of different things, and I said, hey, by the way, did you check out the dailies on Gilbert? He goes, no, I hadn't seen that yet. And I go, oh, you got to watch it. It's really, really funny. It's a great laugh. And I've watched it maybe 1 million times already. I have it on a continuous loop.
You're like Michael Jackson with Elizabeth Taylor movies.
My agent says, So my agent says to me, Hey, by the way, have you ever tried to have a personal conversation with Gilbert? So I said, I said, no, not really. It's very. I said, but wait a second. I said, when Gilbert was in the hospital with his appendix, we kind of had some serious conversation, but it was really horrible.
But that was when Gilbert was on drugs or medication.
Yeah, and Gilbert was talking about he's going to die. And
he was leaving show business.
Yeah, that was when Gilbert was leaving show business. When Gilbert turned to me and goes, I realized my life has been empty, and I have to find something more meaningful. I went, I got to get out of this room.
I'm going to help out the lepers.
You see, I should have been like, it was a serious conversation. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And even Richard Belzer said, why are you talking to Gilbert? He goes, I visit Gilbert in the hospital. I bring a newspaper. I sit in the corner and I read.
Belzer, he would come in. He'd have a paper with him, and he'd sit in the corner looking at the paper, never say a word to me. And
it's comforting you.
Look at his watch, figure, that's an hour.
Yeah. It's like he's like a lamp.
He's like, I'm going to leave show business. This is it. I'm going to help the lepers. And then fast forward 10 seconds, the agent calls and says, you can make $250. You do the voice of a toaster.
Yeah.
He's back in.
Yeah.
All right.
But so I said to my agent,
those lepers can hold on a little longer.
I said to my agent, I tried to have a personal conversation, but it's just really uncomfortable.
I would love to see that.
Notice how...
So what?
He's so uncomfortable with conversation to begin with, Gilbert.
And he makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Nice. So anyway, he just says
Gilbert's not letting you in at all.
No, there's no repartee. So only if this thing's a big crisis.
Right. He's not helping.
Yeah. And I walked in the room one time, and I got more of a glimpse of Gilbert's life than I wanted to because his mother and sister were sitting there.
Oh, yeah, I saw that whole thing, too.
Yeah, and he doesn't even introduce you. You don't even know it's his mother and sister. I don't know if he's embarrassed.
That's right. You have to guess who these people are in the room.
Yeah, and I go, excuse me, who are you people? And they go, well, we're Gilbert's mother and sister. And I go, oh, pleasure to meet you. And Gilbert just lays there. He doesn't introduce anyone.
And then, like a record, Gilbert recounts every moment of his crisis
the worst.
In the apartment.
I was lying there, and I didn't want to call an ambulance. I didn't want anyone in my apartment, so I took a bath, and I passed out in the bathtub a couple of times. My appendix had already burst, and then I passed out on the floor. I was unconscious. So, anyway...
it was great.
Which should be the next Son of the Beach episode.
Right.
Dramatic.
So, wait a second. So
Gilbert in his first dramatic role.
Yes.
So I said to my agent, I said...
movie of the week.
I've never really had a personal conversation with him. I said, did you? And he goes... Well, New Year's Eve, I said, you had a personal conversation? He goes, yeah, here's how it went. I walked over to Gilbert and got introduced to him for the 10,000th time. I guess they've never met before. I said, don't feel bad. Every time after the show, I go, hey, Gilbert, thanks. And he's like, oh, yeah.
Have we met?
Yeah, have we met?
Yeah. It's new every time.
Yeah. So, so my agent goes, I went over to Gilbert. I said, Gilbert, can I get you a glass of, can I get you something to drink? And Gilbert went, yeah, get me a glass of wine. My agent's like an older guy.
He is injured.
Gilbert, he's limping from a leg injury. And Gilbert
getting something for him.
Has no clue.
That, you pick me up some sandwiches.
Yeah. So my agent went online and got the drink.
You know, it's funny. Gilbert. I was standing right there. I was actually talking to Gilbert when your agent walked over, and I saw that, and your agent looked at me like, what do I do? And then your agent got online, and the line was, like, long.
Yeah, I know.
And then he brought the drink back.
Yeah.
Well, you know what was great about it is Gilbert was with a girl, and I went over with the girl I was with, introduced her, and blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to us, never introduces the girl he's with. She's standing there, like, with her head down, like, you know, it's like if Snoop Dogg had a girl.
Gilbert, yeah, what is that? Like, do you ever introduce the girl? Like, you didn't introduce her to me either.
Or me, and she's following him
around.
I'm
a Mac Daddy.
And not only that, Gilbert is so inappropriate. Like, I'm having a New Year's party. I invite Gilbert. 5 minutes before the party that day, calls up my assistant. I want to bring a bunch of people with me. so my assistant calls me and goes, what should I do? I said, tell Gilbert to go F himself. I don't have room for
a bunch of people.
A bunch of people. He doesn't even know about
it. I
bring
my posse with me.
Yeah, who are these people?
I'm like Eddie Murphy. There's 50 people.
I walked in the bathroom later, and Gilbert was beating his girl with his sneaker. I told you, bitch! I told you not to make eye contact with anybody.
Gilbert then, you know, he shows up to your party, and it's a nice New Year's party. The outfit he had on was the worst outfit I've ever seen. He's dressed up today.
I know.
Compared to what he was wearing.
Well, maybe he thought it was rock and roll.
Yeah.
That was rock and roll, Gilbert.
I catch a bunch of crap for a leather blazer and a cross.
You know, I've been having the same conversation with Gilbert for probably 15 years now. He comes in, and I go, Gilbert, how you doing? You know, Is everything going okay? You know, what have you been up to? This and that. And that's it.
Yeah, there's no personal conversation.
I didn't even bother to try it at a party.
Let's be fair to Gilbert. He thinks if he says he's doing good, you're going to want to borrow money.
Right. Don't you call him at home sometimes?
Yeah, and it's funny because people call here and try to impersonate Gilbert. And they get on the phone. They go, "Hey, it's Gilbert Gottfried," and I know that can never be Gilbert because off the air, I go, "Hey, Gilbert." You
get Groucho Marx right before he dies.
I go, "Gilbert, what's up?" "Oh, who's this?" "It's Gary from Howard Stern Show." "Hi." "Listen, Howard wants to know, can you come on Friday?" "Friday? I gotta think. Can you call me back later?" It's just not Gilbert. It's so odd.
Yeah, it's weird talking to Gilbert off the air.
But does the girl ever get upset that you don't introduce her to anybody?
No, this is the way I treat my bitch.
You know what, the girlfriend who I sort of know,
she's browbeaten.
She doesn't mind it, and it's almost as if she knows this other guy that we'll never know.
Right.
So she doesn't mind.
She's the lucky one.
Take her out.
She gets to know the real Gilbert. Artie said his girlfriend was, he brought a date, Artie.
Yeah.
Artie's girlfriend went over and was talking to Gilbert for like 45 minutes, and he had this terrible fear that Gilbert was going to pick up his girlfriend.
I had this picture of Gilbert banging her in the bathroom.
What could be worse in a man's life than Gilbert steals your girlfriend?
Gilbert beats your time.
I'm trying to leap from the top of the building.
Val, you're on the air.
Okay, hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, you're on the air.
What do I say? Who is this?
It's Howard.
Howard, how you doing, Howard?
What do I say?
Yeah, no, he stole my girlfriend.
Who did?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Dude, then you got to be a mess.
That's what I said.
Side of a building
is this Val Kilmer?
Val, how did Gilbert steal your girlfriend?
Val.
We were at a party. I don't know, ask if he remembers this. It was a year ago in the West Village. It was a rooftop party. The girl's name was Laura. I don't want to say her last name.
Wait, was she blonde?
No, she had black hair.
Look at Gilbert.
She was really Jewish.
I get laid so much.
Yeah, he nailed so
and dude, Gilbert stole your girlfriend?
Well, the funniest part was that Gilbert was like the oldest guy there, first of all. He was like 38 years old. Everyone else in their mid to late 20s.
Oh, that's the age Gilbert dates.
And there's
must have been 25 years ago.
Yeah, and they're playing like some sort of music up top, and I asked to put on the Beatles. So they put on the Beatles, and then Gilbert starts talking about the Beatles. And the girl that she was at the time.
Gilbert is an expert on the Beatles.
Well, apparently he was at the time.
I used to work with George Martin.
He was his producer of his first album.
Yeah.
So she starts talking to him about the Beatles because she's, in awe that it's Gilbert Gottfried, like the only kind of celebrity at the party. So he was like a big deal at the time. And then she
That's only because no other celebrities were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the three of us.
Tracy Gold wasn't there.
Tracy Gold.
Come on, Gilbert's big in any room.
Anyway. Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, so the three of us are talking. And then Gilbert, starts talking about the Beatles. She's like, I have a lot more Beatles albums downstairs in my room. Do you want to see them? Wow. And he says, well, yes, I do. And then they go downstairs, and I'm just sitting there like, what the hell is this?
And he banged her?
I don't know. I didn't. She said no, but he supposedly asked her out to dinner. I think she went out to dinner with him, but I'm not sure.
Did she pay when she went out to dinner?
Of course.
The chick was like, I'm really into guys who do a good Alan Thicke impression.
Yes. Hey, Gilbert Gottfried's in his shoe.
Charles, you're on the air.
Yeah, Howard, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, this is Charlie D., the lawyer that represents Al Goldstein in Brooklyn right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You remember me, right?
I know. Yes, and I read this article.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear about this? Al Goldstein, who is the publisher of Screw Magazine, is so out of his frickin' mind that he's in court now for harassing some woman who worked for him.
It goes deeper than that, Howard.
All right, well, I'm just doing the quick version.
But when you work for Screw Magazine, don't you have to expect a certain degree of harassment in the workplace?
There's a stigma attached to it.
Gee, I work for Screw and I'm being harassed by Al Goldstein.
What did he say? He just asked for the magazine.
I can't believe the language he used.
The level of harassment is that he's been giving her phone number and address out on television.
Wait a second. She said she typed this stuff up, but she never read it.
I work for Screw, yes.
So anyway, so make a long story short, Al's been going to court and actually harassing the judge and going berserk in the courtroom.
Right, I heard about it.
They had to handcuff him.
They put him in jail.
Yeah. They couldn't take it. He was making everyone crazy, which doesn't help your case when you're acting mental. Right.
They couldn't afford to feed him, Howard. He's too fat.
Then they're treated like it's a big joke, but meanwhile it could be a big pain in the ass. And then Al Goldstein calls as a witness to show what a great guy he is, like a character witness, Grandpa Munster.
Really?
Grandpa Al Lewis.
Another out-of-control guy.
So he gets up on the stage and goes, Al's a great guy. And you know why? Because Munster is one of those guys that goes to Al's, he has a breakfast every Sunday.
This is against freedom of the press.
Yeah.
This is our first...
So Gilbert never wanted to turn down a free meal. Goes to Al Goldstein's all the time. He's one of those guys who shows up with Al Lewis and stuff.
Is that right?
Yeah, I sit between Al Lewis and like a dominatrix.
Oh, my
God. But Gilbert's court. So Gilbert's one of those guys that goes to Al Goldstein's brunches every Sunday. And now Al Goldstein and his lawyer want Gilbert to testify.
As a character witness?
As Bela Lugosi.
Why'd you go as Bela Lugosi?
Yeah,
I must tell you, this Al Goldstein is a very tasty Jew.
And they should have the music playing.
Yeah, right.
Howard, believe me, you know what?
He is not guilty. He is not. Ignore the fact that he works for Screw Magazine and that he advertises butt plugs. He is an innocent man. He would never sexually harass a girl. Just because he works for Screw and advertises she-males, we'll come to your house and have anal sex with you for $1. He is an innocent, wholesome individual.
Judge, look into my eyes.
Look at me, Judge. I am here to free Al Goldstein. You will let that fat Jew go. He is a big fat kike, and you will not put him in jail. Release that big fat kike. That big fat hook-nosed kike. Release that 500-pound heap. Do not put him in the prison with those Schwarzes. He cannot survive with those Schwarzes. He is a 2,000-pound kike with a big hook nose and bad skin, and his breath smells. And he gets little balls of saliva on the corners of his mouth when he speaks to you. And he advertises girls from Korea with penises who you can order for 5 cents to come to your house and have oral sex with you. But other than that, he is an innocent man, Your Honor, even though he is a 5,000-pound kike with a hooked nose and bad breath.
So what do you want, Counselor, from Gilbert?
This is Gilbert's testimony.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have Gilbert's testimony on tape now. You can enter it in court.
I don't even have to be there.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be there. Al Goldstein's a big hook-nosed kike who doesn't want to be with the Schwarzes.
Be in jail.
2,000 pounds.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to play this tape.
Gilbert, this is the bottom line. You were too cheap to use use subway fare to go to the courthouse. That's why you didn't show up.
So?
Yeah.
And by the way, Gilbert, they give free lunches to people who
Charles, let me ask you a serious question.
Well, now you tell me.
Don't you think Al Goldstein should mellow out in court? I mean, aren't the charges somewhat serious?
Howard, he flipped out on a First Amendment question. I mean, you should have been there, Howard.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but he can't
Howard,
say that he wants terrorists to attack the judge.
He thinks it's his First Amendment right to give out the DA's home phone number and home address.
Why is he doing this? Why the guy's got some dough.
I disagree.
You seem to be
He's supposed to be a reasonable
Where did you get your law degree, Counselor?
It's wrong to do those things. But he has the right to. I don't agree with Al Goldstein. In fact, I think he's a disgusting pig. I tell him all the time.
He's a big, disgusting
lawyer. I'm his lawyer, but you know what?
What kind of lawyer tells his client you're a big, disgusting pig?
I think
he's a disgusting pig.
But
he's a kosher pig, but a disgusting kosher pig. He's fat and disgusting, and he smells bad.
Charles, I'm sure you're a good lawyer, but where did you get your law degree from? An ad and screw?
Yeah.
That screw correspondent.
Howard,
your law degree.
Howard,
yeah.
The hung jury right now. They've been deadlocked for 3 days, Howard. I did a good job.
Really?
That's right. Because someone's in there and they know that it's not about what he said. It's his right to say it.
What did you want Gilbert to do? Actually, I know you. Really, how would he help you?
What Gilbert could have come in and said, listen, I know Al Goldstein's a character. That's why I'm here as a character witness. But he's not a violent man. He's a big fat slob who has a big mouth, but he'd never hurt a fly. And Gilbert, I don't know where you disappeared, but Al Goldstein said he's going to superimpose your face on a naked body having sex with Bin Laden.
Gilbert wishes that would happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen now. Listen, I got to go to court.
All right, take care, Charles, and wish your client good luck.
Thank you.
I guess Gilbert will be getting the big FU on Al's show.
Big FU, you're getting it, Gilbert. You're getting it, boy.
By the way, I want to hire you to be my lawyer so you can yell at me and call me a big fat kike.
So with a big nose.
With a big nose. All right, thank you.
I love you, Howard.
All right, love you.
Bye.
There you go. That's Charles, who is Al Goldstein's lawyer.
And describes...
That'll be $370.
I love Gilbert.
Skinny kike.
I would give anything for Gilbert to go and dress as Dracula and testify at the Al Goldstein trial. I would give anything to hear
but
that.
you'd have to pay him.
We're going to be right back. Adam Carolla is here, the host of The Man Show, Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Comedy Central. Gilbert Gottfried's here performing at Caroline's on Broadway tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You got to go see him. He's fun. Will you do any Dracula Gottfried?
I'll try.
Yeah, that means he won't.
He might work that in.
God forbid he should do that.
Yes.
We all like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's call for reservation, 212-757-4100.
And next week...
Gilbert will be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey on March 7th.
Is he still doing Hollywood Squares?
I think so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He quit
when I have time.
Yeah. After his appendix attack, he quit that.
Yeah.
I like that he was quitting show business because, that career, all of show business was horrified because one of the squares in Hollywood Squares wouldn't be filled.
I did give up show business. I'm doing Hollywood Squares. Yeah. So,
Charles Nelson Gottfried.
He's also doing a PSA as the voice of a carbon monoxide tester.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
The Howard Stern Show. Stay tuned. The Howard Stern Show continues after these on BCN, WBCN. This is the Howard Stern Show. Howard Stern Show. Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, well, Michael Nesmith's mother invented Whiteout. He didn't have to be in the Monkees. He was like, I'm not doing Monkees touring because my mom invented Whiteout, left me $1 billion.
Good for him. I do the same thing.
That's why I'm glad Julia Louis-Dreyfus's show tanked, because her dad is the Dreyfus Fund.
That's unbelievable.
Like, she needs more money?
Yeah, she got Dreyfus money.
Who else is like that? There was somebody else. The girl...
You're rich. You don't need this job.
Yeah.
I'm not hiring you. You've got too much money already.
Let Gilbert star in Watching Ellie.
Yeah.
What?
I think we were talking about people that got ripped off, too. Like that girl that's coming on this week, Monet Mazer from 40 Days and 40 Nights. Her father drew the Rolling Stone lips and tongue, and he got $500 for it.
See, there's always this sad sack story that...
Oh, also, Alan Sherman, who wrote Hello, Father, Hello, Mother, Hello...
Yeah.
He, I think, invented either, What's My Line or To Tell a Secret.
Yeah.
And he sold it for like $300.
You know what? That show wasn't that great. He got overpaid.
Yeah.
He shouldn't complain.
Yes.
Yeah, screw him.
Yeah.
Invented.
But the
I've got a secret. You have to guess it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Here's $3 million. Bastard. You fat bastard.
That's no gong show.
You fat bastard. You retard. Who's the retard who invented What's My Line?
So, who was the other person we were talking about?
The guy who...
Not the Nike swoosh.
Not the lips and tongue.
Juliana Margulies?
Oh, Juliana, yeah, what about her?
Her father wrote the theme song Plop,
Plop, Plop, Fizz, Fizz.
Did he get any money?
Did he get money?
Yeah, that I think he made money from. But I know what we were talking about. We were talking about Kevin Bacon.
It would be terrible if he got screwed on that.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about how...
He wrote Plop, Plop, Fizz, Fizz, and only got $1,000 for it.
Where is the justice?
Well, that's like...
Where is God?
Kevin Bacon's brother... The reason that it's funny that the Bacon brothers do every interview, as Adam points out, and says, music was our first love, and acting is just like a, secondary thing. In fact... My brother wrote the theme song for...
Poland Spring.
Poland Spring, Poland Spring's what it means to be from Maine. So, you know.
That's how come he's
and that's his claim to fame.
That makes him a legitimate musician. He wasn't just some guy who's hanging on Kevin's coattails. He wrote that song.
Exactly. Do you have that tape of Russell Crowe's band?
Yeah.
We should go up. We should have Bacon Brothers go up against Russell Crowe's band.
Do we have Bacon Brothers?
Music was my first love, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know?
You admit it.
Yeah. You know, music is my first love. I love to listen to it.
I actually wrote Obey Your Thirst, Sprite. Got like $200
Just
for
like...
I was talking to Gilbert. He said something funny during the commercials. He goes, Gilbert goes to a lot of these parties because he likes to get free food.
Yeah.
Like showbiz parties. And he goes, they always know when I'm at the wrong place. He goes, Sylvia Miles is there and Richard Bay.
Right.
That's when I know.
When I realize I'm a superstar.
Are they still circulating, those two?
That's a weird thing. Like, you get invited to a party.
A celebrity bash.
An industry party, and you go, hey, it'll be cool because there'll be a lot of famous people there. And you get there and you realize you're the only one who thought that.
I went to this Disney World party, 100 years of Disney World.
Yeah.
I was the only one who belonged to Screen Actors Guild.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Did they make you get in the parrot outfit?
Oh, yeah.
How do celebrities know which ones are good and which ones are bad?
No.
Don't you supposed to have like a publicist who tells you?
I always show up at these ones and I go, my God, this is like...
You know how come
Gilbert just goes to everything.
No, Gilbert doesn't have a publicist or an assistant who calls and says, I want to know who's on that list, and don't BS me, I need to know who's really on that list.
Right.
Who's actually going.
Yeah. Well, Gilbert sometimes will call in a disguised voice. Hello.
As his own assistant.
This is Gilbert.
Who is at the party? I want to know.
I'm Gilbert Gottfried's personal assistant.
Mr. Gottfried must know.
I like when I say, who's going to be there? And they go, well, we've invited Jack Nicholson and Julia Roberts.
Now, Gilbert does like that. Hello, this is Magic Johnson.
Hello there. Is any white women going to be at this here party?
Doesn't sound like Magic. No, this be him.
We've invited Orson Welles, JFK Jr., and John Wayne.
And Douglas Fairbanks Sr.
That's right.
You know what the move is?
Clark Gable and Errol Flynn. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. At least one of them will show up.
The move with the publicist is, because I go through this all the time, you say, well, who's going to be there? And they say, well, Howard Stern and, Mickey Rooney, and they'll say all the same. It looks very good. It's almost 100%. But they never commit, so you can't yell at them that someone didn't show up.
Right.
They'll never tell you who's going to be there.
Yeah, because nobody's ever there.
It looks very good.
Then you read in the paper about these events, and they don't seem to be any different than any other event, but every famous person goes. They all, like Sting was there, Russell Crowe was there.
Yeah, why this one
as
opposed
don't know.
to any other?
Nancy, you're on the air. We're here with Gilbert Gottfried performing at Caroline's on Broadway tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Reservation 212-757-4100. Gilbert will also be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey on March 7th. Yeah. Hi, Nancy.
Yes.
You're on the air.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
All right. That's all she wanted, apparently.
No.
Well, I've accomplished my wish in life.
Say something, retard.
Well, yes, I am on the air.
Nancy, you're on the air.
Okay. Why are you laughing at me?
Gee, let me figure it out.
Big Gilbert fan?
No.
Do you know that you're on the air?
Do you want to compete by...
Tell her one more time.
See, she's not sure about it. First time she was sure.
Nancy?
Yeah?
You're on the air.
Okay.
Gilbert, have your
You know why I called?
Let me guess.
To get on the air?
No.
Your publicist make sure she's at the next party.
No.
You want to marry Gilbert Gottfried?
No, I want... No,
Are you on the air?
Well, how would I know what you called about?
Okay.
Oh, I thought they told you.
No, nobody tells me anything.
We wanted you to tell.
They put up your name, Nancy.
Sorry. Okay. What I want to tell you is that I'm a relative of Sarah Hughes.
That's the girl who won the Olympics?
Yes.
The ugly broad?
Oh, God.
I don't think it's funny. But anyway, I just want to tell you that...
What are you to... Seriously, what are you to her?
An aunt.
Oh. What are you, the mother's sister?
No.
What are you?
The father's
With the mother's brother.
The mother's brother.
You're the mother's brother?
With.
Okay.
You're married to?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sure you're married?
Maybe not, but anyway.
Did she recognize you, or are you just doing a little gold digging?
No, I was out there.
You're on the air.
I know that.
Nancy, go ahead. You're on the air.
Anyway.
Okay.
All I want to say is I heard you talking about her yesterday.
Yes.
and she never had a nose job, and she's just one great kid. And that's all I want to say.
Seems like a great kid. Don't you think, though, now every Yenta on Long Island...
No, and I don't want you to think I'm one of those either.
I didn't say you were. I'm saying, don't you think every Jewish family in Great Neck now is rushing their kids to get skating lessons?
Yeah. They were doing that before.
You know what's funny? They're gonna have entire synagogues.
Jews on ice.
Yeah.
Juice-capades.
Anyway, I didn't call to be made fun of.
Who's making fun of you?
Okay.
We're going to do that later. We'll do that after you hang up.
I just want to tell you that I'm a great fan of yours.
Thank you.
I haven't been listening for too many years.
Is the Olympic chick a fan of mine? Who cares about you?
Really?
Save this for when you're on the air.
Some of her family, but whatever.
All right, hold on. You know what? You've got a good story. Let me put you on the air.
You really? I'm not on the air?
Not yet. I'm going to put you on now. This is a good story.
I'm not going to wait.
No. Take 1 second.
No, I'm a working mom.
Hi, you're on the air.
This phone.
You're on.
Nancy, you're on right now. Tell your story. Hello?
Hello.
Go ahead. Tell your story.
All I want to say is I'm a relative of Sarah Hughes.
Right.
Oh, my son just told me you had me on before. You're kidding me.
Your son ruined it.
Hey, tell your son he's a jerk.
No, my son is a great kid.
Yeah,
hey, can I tell you something? Congratulate your, what is she, your niece?
Yeah.
And tell her that she should come on the show.
Oh, okay.
Does she listen to the show?
I'll find out. I don't think she has time. She's skating at your time.
Yeah, well, you know what? Tell her to have a life a little bit as a child.
Well, do you know what those skaters do? They have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to skate before school.
Yeah, why did your sister-in-law push and push and drove this kid crazy? Why?
No, she didn't do that. She was a little girl.
Because they're Jews.
This is
They're
one great
pushy
family.
Jews. Oh, they care about
me and I don't like that.
Is the family pushy Jews?
No, they're not.
They're not.
That's a bunch of bull crap. They're pushing Jews.
You're not Jewish.
You're telling me at 3 months she begged to skate?
Excuse me?
At 3 months she was begging to skate, or her mom put her on skates?
No, she was skating because she comes from a really big family, and all the kids were skaters.
Yeah.
Hans Christian Weinberg.
Hey, don't make fun of her. Don't make fun of us.
All right.
I'm going to just make fun of you. I'll narrow it down to you.
What do you want us to do?
But anyway, I just want to tell you have a great show. We love you.
By the way, thank you, and congratulations to your niece. And if she has any kind of decency, she will come on this show.
If she has any decency, she'll testify for Al Goldstein.
Too busy skating.
All right. You sound like a sweetheart.
Are you making fun of me?
No, you're on the air.
Yes.
All right, now tell everyone what you said on the air.
No, I'm not telling.
Hold on. Dorothy Hamill's cousin's on line 5.
Thank you.
Making fun of me.
Oh, Michelle Kwan's cousin is calling. Okay,
you don't believe it, but it's
Did you have a nose job?
No.
Did your niece have a nose job?
No.
All right, will you come on the air and say your niece did not have a nose job?
Absolutely.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hi, you're on the air. This is the aunt of the girl who... Yes. She says, she's claiming now that there was no nose job. Go ahead. State your case. Hello?
You're on the air.
You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
I'm done.
Okay.
All right.
Make
so
sure to wipe.
That means there was a nose job.
No, there was not. Let's not press the issue.
Are you denying
By the way,
ecstasy?
Michelle Kwan has done this show.
That's right.
And she said, she did do it.
Gilbert, you don't know it, but she did the show.
She's never won the gold medal,
That's
but
right.
she has done the show.
Yeah, that one.
By the way, I'm learning a lot about you. So who's your favorite recording artist?
Do you think O.J.'s innocent?
Let's find out.
My favorite artist.
Thank you.
Okay?
All right, baby cake.
But anyway, it's been nice talking to you. My daughter's a big fan of yours.
Tell your daughter I
Does
said...
she skate?
No.
Too bad you didn't get her, that Jew, to skate.
Yeah.
No.
Get that Jew to skate!
That's not funny. But
Why
anyway,
did you
have a
not...
good day.
Why didn't you put your kids in skating, seeing that the other one was doing so well? Why don't you give your daughter that gift?
She's too old.
Really, that gift of love.
Too old.
Stay tuned for Jews on Ice.
Give
I
your
wasn't
daughter
part of that family then.
Give your daughter the gift of no childhood.
Yeah.
Hey, but she's set for life.
She has a great life.
How much? Hey, can you get in on any of that money?
I'm not interested.
Oh, right. No family members are interested.
I'm not interested. I don't need that.
You mean a Jew not interested in money? Come again, sweetie.
I'm not that. Forget it. I'm not. Don't laugh at me. It's not funny.
You're making it difficult, sweetie.
It's not funny.
I guess what they say about the Jews isn't true, Artie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come
Anyway,
on.
I don't think I'm on the air.
All right, I'll put you on.
You're on the air.
Don't put me on anymore.
All right.
No, we'll put you on.
You're on the air. Do me a favor. Deny or confirm that this young girl has had a nose job.
It's really not a big deal. The fact is, you should get one.
Oh, now you know what?
Turning on
Now, after I've been so nice.
Don't make fun of us.
Don't make fun of me.
There are certain things that you just go too far.
Listen, my niece did not have a nose job. Hear me, you?
It's one thing for us to make anti-Semitic marks about a 16-year-old.
Exactly.
But for you to make fun of a 46-year-old radio personality, that's really...
I only have me here.
All right, let me ask you. Let me do it.
I like kidding around as much as the next guy, but that went too far.
You should really apologize for that.
I'm sorry,
All
Howard.
right. And let me say something to you. You are the aunt of this very famous girl now, and you are the closest we have to a spokesperson. And I'm curious how well you know her.
I bet Shaq knows his dad better.
Are you really close to this girl?
Have you ever met her?
Or are you now becoming close to her?
Of course I've met her. Of course I've been to family functions. But let's not get into it.
How many people are at those functions?
Just want to...
Has she had sex yet?
Excuse me, I have to go now.
Has she had sex yet?
I have to go now.
Has she experienced bukkake? Has she experienced bukkake?
How many people?
Or Jew-cocky?
Has she had Jew-cocky? Give me Jew-cocky.
Has she been hit in the face with nickels?
Did you get the license plate number of the yarmulke to hit her in the face?
I guarantee you.
People have to be invited to that party before she gets an invitation.
I think Adam Carolla hit it right. That, as a matter of fact,
yes,
probably Shaq knows his dad better than, I don't think.
I have as close a relationship with Sarah Hughes.
We've got to take a break. Gilbert Gottfried's here. Adam Carolla's here, hosts the Man Show Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Comedy Central.
You know I'm going to be sitting right next to her on a flight to L.A. in about 2 hours.
Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried at Caroline's on Broadway tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for reservation. Call 212-757-4100. Artie's back from Hollywood.
That's right, baby.
Gilbert will be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey on March 7th. We'll be back right after this.
You are listening to what? Stern. The Howard Stern Show. The Howard Stern Show continues after these on WBCN. WBCN.
No. Ladies and gentlemen,
Howard Stern.
Hey now, what's this? Me? Oh, good. It's my favorite part of the show, me. Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried, Artie's back, Adam Carolla's here. What an all-star cast of comedy's greatest dirty dozen.
I tell you, they ought to make this a special.
Right.
Sarah Hughes' aunt was on the phone.
You know, this could be the wrong guys, too.
Yeah.
The queens of comedy.
Here's a funny thing. I got a hold of Jason Williams, who's now up on charges.
You got a hold of him?
No, I didn't get a hold of him, but I got the next best thing, his book that he wrote a couple of years ago called Loose Balls.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And here's a sentence from his book. Now, if people want to get wild and throw a party, get crazy, they have to come do it at my house. I'm not always an angel, but if I'm a devil at home, no one gets hurt.
Right. Oh, please.
They might have to...
Famous last words.
They might have to change that sentence.
They get killed.
Yeah, no one gets hurt. Unless you're a chauffeur.
Well, wait a minute. Since when is being killed being hurt?
Okay, you got me.
Us on a technicality.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here that's kind of funny, too, but... I got a 31,000 square foot house now with a little golf course I built.
31,000 square feet.
And horses and a skeet shooting range. And I love it. But I also have to worry about some security. So he tells a story. He went and got a security dog.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And it's one of these places you call up and they give you a dog.
A guard dog.
You give it a word and it'll attack anyone.
Right.
And if you use another word, it'll stop attacking.
Yeah, but he had to return it because he couldn't fit it into the skeet shooter.
Well, hey, never mind that. This guy, he goes, there's a BS story anyway. He goes, so they got the dog, and of course he comes home, I guess, drunk one night or something, And he can't remember the word to call off the dog.
Oh, come on.
So for 2.5 hours, he was trapped in all. He had to run out and go to a hotel.
Why didn't he just shoot the dog?
Wait a minute.
What the hell? That's an easy solution.
Hold on. This ain't a white guy you're talking about. This is a dog.
I'm not shooting any dogs.
Yeah, even when the dog attacks, he shoots the limo driver.
Well, you said something funny the other day. You're like, I love how they hire a white limo driver. And he's got the Harlem Globetrotters and Jason Williams. Like, damn, we got a white guy driving us around. Let's kill him.
Hey, I heard that you're upset, Gilbert, that Whoopi Goldberg got $8 million for a... for like a video game or something. They're using her picture. Is that true?
I wasn't upset.
Oh, you weren't?
Is that true? She's really getting $8 million?
No, she did get something.
Well, what's this?
It's Pac-Man.
I gave Gilbert this bad news at a New Year's party. I said that, Whoopi got like $7 million on a slot machine.
Oh, he freaked?
Oh, that's
Gilbert's
right.
like, oh, don't even tell me that. He's
like somehow that'll affect Gilbert's income.
No, you don't say he's on it too, Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's on the slot machine too. He got like $5 grand.
Bruce Valanche got $20 million.
Bagel, bagel, bagel.
Wait a second.
Gilbert Gottfried. That's Stress Factory, March 7th. Gilbert.
Gilbert, when Whoopi gets $8 million, what does your agent get for you?
Let me look at my Bruce Valanche joke.
You're telling me that, you're on, it's a Hollywood Squares slot machine, so they have to negotiate with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And so she got $8 million. What did you get?
I think I got lunch.
Yeah. Gilbert got a ride to where they had to do the photo shoot.
Are you able to negotiate a salary there? Or
I got a T-shirt from the recording place.
You'll never get a serious answer.
Did you get over 20 grand,
How does this happen?
Oh, sure.
No, come on, honestly. Did you get over 20 grand? Be honest.
No, I got 12 million more.
Robin, what's in the news?
I really don't know what Gilbert got now.
Well, how do you win it, though? Does your head come up 3 times, Gilbert? Or, I mean...
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh.
Never saw it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So are they inside the slot machine? Is that what you... 3 Gilberts and you get a couple quarters? Or?
So you don't get anything with 3 Gilberts. Gilbert is like a lemon.
Yeah, 2 Gilberts and a Caroline Ray, and you get like 50 cents.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that show's still on the air.
Yeah.
What about when the Son of the Beach slot machine comes out? He's going to get screwed on that, too.
Gilbert in one slot machine is actually inside the machine. They paid him like $5 grand for that.
He's in there.
He runs on a hamster wheel to get the wheels turning.
What's up?
You don't want to. I guess you don't want to. But I just found out how much Gilbert got for these.
Oh, yeah.
How do you find that out?
I have my ways.
This is Stuttering John or Alan Greenspan.
What did he get?
He got somewhere between 10 and 20 grand.
Hey, all right, that makes sense. He grabbed it.
Per machine?
No.
Every time you hear my voice, I get that.
She got $7 million. You got 10.
Yeah.
And you even say you're much more talented than her.
Does Schwarzer get $7 million?
Are you going to be on the Academy Awards this year?
Oh, yes. After Son of the Beach comes out, I will.
Somebody told me the Grammys are on tonight.
They are on tonight.
Boy, we haven't even paid attention to those.
We talked about who was nominated, I guess, when the nominations first came out, but they're on tonight. They will be giving out the awards. I'm not all that excited about it.
Look, I just got 2 Gilbert Gottfrieds.
Let's play that Hollywood Squares machine.
I must play the Gilbert Gottfried.
Molly! I got 1 Gilbert Gottfried and 2 Bruces.
Jim J. Bullock's on this one. It's an old one.
Where can you find this machine?
I got 3 of the Schwarzer girls. What's her name? Whoopi. I got her. I win.
I think I got a George Goebel.
Anyway.
George Goebel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in the news these days that you really don't understand, like this whole Enron case. And
I don't even care about it.
Company went out of business.
I know I had some stock, but...
And whether it bothered me that it went out of business. Does it hurt me? I don't know.
If you had stock.
If you had stock, I don't
know if it hurts all of us or just a few people.
Enron Schmenron.
But now there's a big, they're investigating this in Congress, and so...
Don't ask Gilbert to testify. He won't show up.
No character witness here. They got this Jeffrey Skilling, who was the former CEO, in Congress yesterday, and the senators are quizzing him about his participation in this and whether he knew what was going on. So Barbara Boxer is talking to him, and she asks him, why didn't you understand that your figures were all off because of the accounting? So here's what he had to say.
All right. I wouldn't say anything.
He says it in a sentence. My understanding as an accountant, she says, is that a company could never use its own stock.
See, it's boring. I don't care.
You can't even understand it, but keep going.
She sounds like Sarah Hughes Ann.
Matter of fact, I called Enron the other day.
Uh-huh.
I got the strangest message. Where's my message?
They have an answering machine on at Enron?
Yeah. Where's my message from Enron? Quickly.
Because I thought the company was out of business.
Yeah.
They still have a phone number.
They have a phone number, but it's really bizarre.
Ba 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 boo. You got it?
So I called Enron the other day, and I got this really weird message.
Thank you for calling Enron. Please listen closely to the following options, as our menu has changed. If you wish to serve a subpoena on a current or former Enron executive, press 1. If you are an Enron shareholder and would like to learn how to turn your Enron stock certificates into decorative origami, press 2. If your Enron 401k plan is worthless and you'd like some tips on how to survive your retirement eating nothing but mac and cheese, press 3. If you are an Enron executive and would like to find out which prison inmate will be making you his bitch, press 4. If you would like to invoke your constitutional right against self-incrimination, press 5. If you are Dick Cheney, press 6. And thanks for nothing, Dick. If your company is looking to hire someone to record your voicemail menu options, please press 7. Or stay on the line and an operator will assist you. Thank you for calling Enron, the world's greatest company.
Yeah. It's too confusing.
To generate a gain or avoid a loss on its income statement. Is that true? Were you aware of that?
I am not an accountant.
I didn't ask you that. Is her statement true?
I think I'd have to be an accountant to know if it's true. I don't.
Wait a minute. You have to be an accountant to know?
So since he doesn't understand accounting, the senator then asked him where he went to school.
Uh-oh. That he should know.
Look out.
Let's see if he can answer this.
Here comes the tough ones.
In my case, I've blocked it out.
What was your education, Mr. Trilling? I know I read it was pretty good. What?
I have a master's in business administration.
A master's in business administration, and yet you didn't know this simple fact. Is that correct? You're saying you were ignorant of that fact that Ms. Watkins has told us.
Well,
it's not complicated.
Even
those of us up here understand this very clearly.
Okay, well just a second,
Senator. Company can never use its own stock to generate a gain or avoid a loss. And you're saying in getting your master's, and where did you go to school?
Harvard Business School.
Okay. In Harvard Business School, you did not know this.
Man.
Hey, I guess Harvard's not so good.
It would be fun being married to that broad, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You can have an argument.
When she goes home, she leaves that all at the office. She becomes a real lady.
Yeah, I like that.
But she's not going to bust your balls. So you mean to tell me you say you're at work all the time, but you don't have time to go to dinner with me? Is that right? Uh-huh.
Where'd you go to school?
At a certain point, shouldn't you just cut your losses, salvage a little dignity, and go, listen, I was too busy effing your elderly mom to figure any of this stuff out. Like, just go out swinging.
So you went to Scores and you're a married man?
Where's the logic there?
Instead of being with your children, you were with strippers?
Right.
And you couldn't leave there?
You don't have money to put a deck on the house, but you can drop $3,200 at a strip club.
Well, ma'am, in all fairness, I don't know exactly what I spent. Where did you go to college? At Boston University. Did you spend all 4 years there? Yes, I did. You don't know how much you spent at Scores? No, I don't.
Was it 30? Was it 100? Tell me.
Hypothetically, if you went to Scores, how long would you stay there?
And what's so funny about the money?
Was it 5 minutes? Was it a week?
So anyway, Howard, Gary Condit is running for Congress. I mean, again, even after the Chandra Levy scandal.
Why is he running again?
He has decided that he has no reason not to run.
Is he walking?
Can he win? Seriously.
I think he can.
You do?
Yeah,
I say no way.
I bet he can. It depends on just what the issues are. Those people don't care about if he.
What if more of his interns show up dead before the election? Will that affect him?
How many dead interns will it take?
Well, that could hurt him. That could hurt you.
All right, so here he is on Larry King last night. He says he's running for re-election, and there's no reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah, Marion Barry won.
Pleasure having you. Why are you running again? I mean, you had a chance to just go quietly into the night.
Well, there was no reason for me not to run. I mean, I have a good 30 years of public service.
Except for the missing girl that I didn't testify about.
I've been a strong advocate for my district in the Congress for the last 11 years, so there's just really no reason for me not to run.
Yeah, except for killing that chick.
Well, they don't say he killed her.
We don't know that he killed her, but he certainly can't answer any questions about it.
Like one broad ends up in a dumpster. I can't run for Senate anymore.
Maybe he hasn't killed anybody, but he says the media has killed a lot of his support.
The media had created a tremendous amount of negative for me. I mean, I usually win by like...
Maybe because you didn't cooperate all that much?
Well, I have to run. The police are chasing me.
I'm going to run, but I'm running from another country.
Pulled off a lot of support just, on hearsay, rumors, innuendos, and so on and so forth. I mean, it was like every day, there was something on the air about me that was negative. So,
thank God for that 9/11 thing. You got me in the clear.
To the downside.
No kidding.
But he's running in California, right?
Yeah.
So it's just Mexicans, gays, and stone liberals.
Oh, my God.
He can get right. He can do it. Listen, I come from California. I know.
So you can say
no one cares.
Right.
So he says his only mistake was not realizing the power of the media.
You yourself, as you look at yourself, what did you...
It's very difficult for me to do that, Larry. It's hard to look in the mirror after this.
How about looking at Larry?
How does Larry look in the mirror?
Really, Jesus. That's
what's that?
Probably didn't anticipate.
Buzzard with a toupee.
Penis.
The gravity of what the media was going to do, how they were going to respond to this. I actually thought I had done what I was supposed to do. And that is, report and tell everything that I knew to the law enforcement people.
Listen, you crazy bastard. I'm as crazy as they come. Bad checks, 8 marriages. But I gotta tell you, you're as nutty as a fruitcake.
My best friend, Sandy Koufax, once told me, if you're going to kill an intern...
I want you to demonstrate on me how you tongue-kissed that girl.
One time I was palling around with Gleason. He didn't like interns either.
But I never imagined in my wildest dreams that the media would take off on this like they did.
You're a superstar.
Actually, Larry, I thought I knew about Injustice.
Yeah, he should.
Oh, yeah, right.
Injustice.
Everybody's at fault but him.
If you want my advice, wear suspenders.
A very close friend of mine named Napoleon once told me...
Carry on, my wayward son.
He should just become Dice. So my intern was this chick.
Oh!
Jason Williams.
I don't know where that intern is. Oh! Hey, Larry, what are you, a homo? Oh! Hickory dickory dock, a mouse right
Like Larry hasn't almost been in jail a few times.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's talking to a kindred spirit.
Yeah. What, did Imus cancel that night so he got Gary Condon on?
You know what? I would have done the interview, being somewhat of the theatrical, I would have taken a Chandra Levy head and stuck it on my shoulder for the whole interview.
I thought I hid that.
Jason Williams, we were talking about his contract earlier and what's going on. He gets about $15 million a year. He had a 7-year contract.
And he played for 2 weeks.
With the Nets,
Yep.
And hurt himself very early into the contract. So they've been paying him off because it was insured. And it's about $15 million a year he gets. But the contracts with the insurance company, they're saying, usually mirror the contract you have with the team, and they often involve morals or include morals clauses.
In other words, he's owed $34 million and is probably going to lose it all because if convicted.
Hey, look.
Dope.
Hey, this is what happens.
And they also take away the money when he recorded the Hollywood Squares game. Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
Well, the thing is, I was wondering, because NBC announced yesterday that he has some personal problems that he really needs to deal with. And so he will not be on this week's telecast.
I guess so.
What else is in the news?
And that I'm just wondering if he worked out a deal with them where he still gets the money while he doesn't work, because he seems to have that kind of luck in his life. Teen drinking is at an all-time high, according to a new survey.
How do I get on a team?
Not team, teen.
Oh, teen.
Yes. Teenagers are doing a lot of binge drinking. The legal drinking age in the United States is 21.
Hey, kids, when you drink, don't shoot your white chauffeur.
Exactly.
Don't play with guns.
You know, they always talk about that binge drinking with the teens. But what's a teen supposed to do other than binge drink? Have a martini at lunch?
Yeah, just a little social
Crack
drinking.
a cold one after a tough day at work?
Hey, is anybody...
that's all you can do as a teen is binge drink.
Anybody ever try to understand calculus? You'd be drinking, too.
Since when is a beer bong binge drinking?
What other kind of drinking is there than binge drinking?
You wouldn't know, Artie. That's
really.
for sure.
And remember, guns don't kill white chauffeurs. Black athletes kill white chauffeurs.
What they find is that under the age of 15, drinking is continuing to rise. And unfortunately, it seems that parents don't think that's such a bad deal. A lot of them say they'd rather their kids be drinking than out doing other things.
Like what?
Most of the drinking goes on at home.
It's better than shooting heroin, I guess.
Not really. I've tried both.
Oh, really? You think that drinking is worse?
Heroin's clearly better.
Oh. They should be.
Lasts longer, you feel great.
The Secret Service made a boo-boo out in Salt Lake City. I guess the vice president was there at the closing of the games, and a bunch of the Secret Service guys went into this, I guess, a fast food restaurant, and they left a lot of the plans lying around about where the vice president was supposed to be sitting and how his movements were supposed to be handled around Salt Lake City. And when this guy called up and said, look, you left some things here that probably you don't want other people to see. They did come over to get them, and he said, in return, could you just get me the vice president's autograph? They said no, so this guy called the media, and now everybody knows that these Secret Service guys left the plans in a restaurant.
Great.
So maybe they should have gotten that little autograph for the guy. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she had her show premiere yesterday, watching Ellie on NBC TV, and here she talks about the concept of the show, in case you didn't get it. No,
I read the book, so I know it.
It's 22 minutes of real time in this character's life. So it starts with her, getting dressed.
Wow. How long are
you get to see her get dressed.
Yes.
Wow, that's funny.
22 minutes later in the club.
Hey, if Al Goldstein's listening, you should give out her address and phone number.
And at the end of the show, I told you, Howard, she sings. So here's her little comment on how she enjoys singing, what she enjoys about it.
Here's what I like about singing. It's just pure joy.
Didn't you say she's awful as a singer?
She's terrible.
And they said
she's the only one having this pure joy.
The Bacon brothers are better.
You know how Seinfeld did his little comedy at the end? He's like a funny guy. She sings at the end. They said he's trying to be like Seinfeld, but the problem is she can't sing.
She's a terrible singer.
But music is her first love.
Right.
It's complicated in a way, in an emotional way, because you can just sing, and it makes you happy. It makes me happy to sing.
Because the fact that my parents were the Dreyfus Fund, I can sing as badly as I want.
It would be like Raymond Burr tap dancing at the end of Iron Sight.
Isn't it great?
It makes her happy.
Tap dancing is my first love.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, whose father is the Dreyfus Fund.
Yeah.
Isn't it great that she has failure now? Honestly, let's
finally.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
I'm ecstatic. I'm just not. I need therapy for this. I hate rich. Oh, forget it.
I hate when rich people get richer from...
Why do they work? They take the jobs from us poor people.
Exactly.
Man, Gilbert would have been much better in that role.
Watching Gilbert when he sings at the end.
All right, so that's her.
That's her and her wonderful life. Jennifer Connelly is in the news. Of course, she co-stars with...
She's hot.
Russell Crowe and A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, Russell Crowe's hot.
Oh, Gilbert, we're on the air. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, damn.
And, of course, we're interested in her every thought, and here she shares her thoughts on her Best Actress nomination.
I don't deserve it.
Yeah, let's hear how she shares her thoughts.
I was a geek in high school.
Really
blessed before in my life and in everything that's come to me, and I was, and I am. And
personally, I liked her in Rocketeer.
I'm even more so with this. I'm really honored and grateful, and it's an honor just to be considered.
Honor.
And a beautiful mind. This whole being done in real time.
I was trying to
There's a clock in the corner.
remain neutral in the time coming up to it. I was working really hard to do that, but I can say now that I'm very happy and grateful.
She was working very hard.
Personally, I liked her on her knees.
Here's a Rocketeer. Oh!
Nicole Kidman has been
blast off.
Has been talked about a lot this year because of her role in Moulin Rouge, a film that was
hey, let me give you what Tom wasn't giving you.
By Baz Luhrmann. Here is the Baz man.
Moulin Rouge.
On his thoughts on her nomination and what she went through to make this movie.
I'm so proud of her. So proud. I mean,
be proud of this.
She had to face, and the personal experience that she was going through from where she had to face that fear.
Here, face this.
Don't get carried away. He's been away a little too long.
I'm still on the Xanax from the plane.
And, of course, Marissa Tomei is one of the nominees, is Best Supporting Actress. And what's the best part, Marissa, about being nominated?
I'll show you the best part.
Be one.
The best part is speaking to Sissy and Tom and Todd on the phone and all getting to go together as a little gang.
I hate to hear the worst part.
Enjoying each other, enjoying it, and sharing it with friends.
Hey, share this with your friends.
Okay, folks, that's what's happening.
Well, sometimes you feel like you're in an insane asylum.
Moulin Rouge.
First of all, Adam Carolla, who has, I think he's asleep because
he hasn't said anything.
He's been up since what time?
I did a radio show from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. last night, so.
But it was just Love Line, so no one cared.
Yeah.
But he's done well. I'm surprised. He stayed awake during
You did, Adam. And Adam, thank you for spending the last 3 days here. I love it when you're here.
Pleasure.
And I hope you come back and see us again soon, anytime.
Anytime you like me.
Adam, by the way, is not going to sleep now. He's going to NPR to do a 5-hour radio show.
He's doing one of those marathons.
Yeah. He has 5 shows.
He's trying to get into that record book.
Then he's going to go do the Man Show. It's endless shows.
How long can he go?
You know, he's so delightful, every show has to have him. Adam Carolla hosts the Man Show Sunday nights at 10 o'clock on Comedy Central. Check it out. And hear Adam on Love Line from 10 p.m. to midnight in most radio markets. Now, let's get to Gilbert Gottfried's scary career.
Most important.
Even with Hollywood Squares, he's still doing the same gigs. See Gilbert Gottfried perform at Caroline's on Broadway tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. For reservations, call 212-757-4100. Congratulations on that gig, Gilbert. And also, if that's not enough Gilbert for you, and there never is enough Gilbert.
You can never get enough.
Gilbert will be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey on March 7th. Everyone looking forward to that date.
And then you got to search for the lost episode of Son of the Beach.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you know it, Gilbert will be part of Stuttering John and Friends. The tour.
He's also going to be the voice of a waffle iron in an upcoming Hanna-Barbera production.
Going to be the voice of a spatula.
And let's welcome Artie back, who's fresh off a big Hollywood movie set.
I just got back from rehab. I mean, a movie.
We'll have to find out all about it.
Yeah. And see us all in about 3 seconds during the break trying to have a conversation with Gilbert.